All right, welcome back. It looks like there's been a number of stories that have surfaced since the last time I've checked the news. I want to go over some stories. Some of you may have seen I shared a number of stories in the community section. I want to deal with some of these stories, and I want to deal with what's going on in Ohio. There was another media outlet in Ohio that shared or uploaded that documentary. And it looks like there may be some changes in Ohio law soon. What do y'all think about this? Do you think it's genuine? Do you think they're doing or talking about doing something like this just to calm people down, just to pacify the general public? It wouldn't be the first time. Because this is a baby step. What they're proposing is actually a baby step when you're talking about safety. Let's start with this article, this report reported 3 days ago, titled Ohio Could Soon Require Mandatory Euthanasia for Dangerous Dogs.
This is the case some lawmakers are focusing on out of the Cincinnati area. A woman was attacked by neighborhood dogs that were loose when she said she tried to shoo them back into their yard. She received 100 stitches in her arms while those dogs remained at the home. Not yet introduced, a bill would mandate euthanasia of dogs that kill or severely injure someone.
Okay. Why Ohio first, huh? I know Ohio's one of the worst states, but if I'm not mistaken, Texas is worse. They need to be doing this all at the same time. I mean, I get it. You can't complain about a step forward, but wow, just one state out of 50?
In an unprovoked attack. Closer to home,
Hey! No! Get back!
both dogs that attacked 8-year-old Oscar Kuhn in the Linden neighborhood this month and completely disfigured his face and arm were both shot by police. Both dogs died. In Asheville last October,
Now, how pathetic. Why would you pixelate that? Look how far away it was. Are y'all that sympathetic to these worthless pieces of trash? We can't even see the thing laying on the ground. What, about 50 feet away? Get out of here.
dogs died. In Asheville last October, police shot both pit bulls owned by Adam and Susan Withers that mauled 73-year-old Joanne Eckelberger to death, the next door neighbor. Again, both dogs died that day. Apollo was determined to be dangerous prior to the deadly attack due to killing 2 other dogs and biting 2 humans in the community. We don't know if the human injuries would have been considered severe for a proposed law like this to have had impact in the case. However,
Notice how the injury has to be severe first. Why? If it's not severe, if it's not a severe injury, that's not a sign that the dog's not capable of inflicting a severe injury. It just means that the person was lucky. They snatched their arm or leg away. They fought it off so that it wouldn't be severe. How foolish. This is what I'm talking about. Just the way that these lawmakers move, the criteria that they use to make law is ridiculous. And it's all biased towards the dogs.
a second bill that has been introduced focuses on animal cruelty and upgrades charges to someone who negligently tortures a pet.
Whoa. What are we talking about this for? Huh? What? See how it turned into a discussion about cruelty to dogs? Get out of here. Lord, you just can't make it through with these people.
Focuses on animal cruelty and upgrades charges to someone who negligently tortures a pet. Last September, Asheville police believe both Adam Withers' pit bulls were exposed to his cocaine because they were out and couldn't move.
I'm just going to be honest with you, your dogs are probably going to die.
So that's animal cruelty because the dogs had cocaine in their system. This idiot zooted up, did him a couple lines. Dogs came over and started licking the table. That is goofy.
I'm not narcaning a dog.
Our experts say if cocaine was in their system, that constitutes as animal cruelty, and the dogs should have been seized.
How pathetic is that? These dogs killed that lady. They found a way to garner sympathy for these dogs. Oh, they had poor pooches had cocaine in their system. That's animal cruelty. Are you serious? You dog worshiping freaks. Wow.
Necropsies for both dogs done after the fatal attack show traces of cocaine in both of their systems.
There's a very strong correlation from animal abuse to abuse to humans. We see that to the rate of 5 times.
Listen to that. Listen to these disgusting dog worshipers trying to argue that the dogs killed this lady because the dogs themselves were abused. You pathetic dog worshiping pieces of trash. This is truly a new low. I mean, for you gotta be embarrassed to be a part of the human species with trash like this out here. Unbelievable. And this is taking place on a professional level.
More likely.
The animal cruelty bill also states no one convicted of any animal cruelty felony should be allowed to own a pet for 3 years. On your side, I'm investigating.
Wow. Wow. Stupid dogs. Dogs attack people all the time without cocaine in their system. This should be looked at no different as maybe a dose of caffeine. Stupid mutts had a burst of energy. It's no different from any other stimulant. Dogs encounter stimulants all the time, according to even y'all own experts, and that anything can arouse them. Cocaine was nothing but just another stimulant. You gonna try to categorize that as animal abuse? Oh, they shouldn't have been in the man's possession because they were being abused. And in other words, that's why they attacked this woman and killed her. Yeah, I don't put no stock in that at all. Now, maybe some of those media outlets were still genuine. Maybe. But this right here is trash. More gutter dog worshiping subhuman trash.
Gator Lisa Rontalette.
Shut up. That was disgusting. And that was one of the worst videos that I shared. Now, so much to go over. I won't be able to go over this one. But I hope the comment that was left in the comment section is not true. Somebody said that the boy had to say, "I love dogs" twice. I hope that's not true, but that video is too graphic for me to show. Be sure to check that out. Just shows you how gruesome dog culture is. There was an expert, another dog expert here recently, that decided to chime in and give his expert advice. Take a listen to this guy.
Conjecture online and in the neighborhood that the dogs involved in the maulings were trained to attack. But the experts with whom we spoke today say the core issue is more likely a lack of any kind of training.
Down. It's okay. Down. Yes. Good girl. Stay. Stay.
Cammie Wallen and Bailey Rue are getting trained at Dog Training Elite in Cincinnati.
I feel like she has become a completely different dog. Never in my life would I have imagined that she could be here sitting like this calmly without like kind of lunging at you, barking, or even trying to run away.
The owner of Dog Training Elite says when she heard about the recent dog attacks, it saddened her, but she knows what the root cause usually is.
Most of the breeds that have these issues are working dog breeds, and they need to have a job and a purpose in this world. And when they have no purpose, they have a lot of built-up aggression or
Listen to this.
just angst and anxiety because
Listen to this. This is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This nasty, subhuman, trashy, nutter rhetoric, logic that these dogs have a lot of energy and that's why they attack. Because they got a lot of energy. You idiot. Are we supposed to accept that as reasonable or logical? Acceptable? Get out of here, you pit hag. No, zero tolerance. Zero tolerance for anything less than humane behavior, man.
are working dog breeds, and they need to have a job and a purpose in this world. And when they have no
What purpose they supposed to have, lady? What the hell? What are you talking about? What kind of purpose is a dog supposed to have? What can you as the owner provide for them? Just something somehow out of the ordinary. Nothing but taking them for a walk. That's all she's talking about. They're a working breed, so you need to walk them more often. Lady, shut up.
purpose, they have a lot of built-up aggression or just angst and anxiety because they're not getting that out of their system.
Something was done to that stupid mutt that made it afraid. That's why it was tucking its tail. Some off-camera activities, probably carried out by one of these dudes, and then he simply handed the leash back to the ladies. Dog's not gonna walk with his tail tucked for no ladies giving it dog treats.
So there's an example of a form of aggression.
Now you heard what he just said. He said that that disgusting, brainless turd, by barking like that, that's a form of aggression. Just like we've always said, that barking is a form of aggression. It's a threat. Which means these things threaten people all the time. They don't deserve nothing from us. Constantly threatening and attacking us. The only thing they deserve is euthanasia. Stop pretending like their lives are valuable, while at the same time treating the life of all other animals as worthless, meaningless. You're systematically wiping other animals out, even hunting animals, using dogs, allowing dogs to kill them. Get out of here, you hypocrites.
So there's an example of a form of aggression.
This is bulletproof dog training in Mount Carmel.
Any dog can bite. They all have teeth, so they can all bite. It's what we do to try to control those behaviors.
Yeah. Thank you for building the case against them. So in other words, you got to train it to not attack people. You got to try to teach it to not attack people, which is insane.
Behaviors.
The owner, who used to train military dogs, says the dogs who attack in neighborhoods are likely not formally trained protection dogs, or they're not trained at all.
Do protection dogs escape from yards and attack people on their own?
Very rare, because the dogs are trained to.
Very rare. Shut up. Protection dogs. If they see something, they will escape and try to attack it.
To listen to the owner.
But listen to this guy. God, I cannot stand these liars. Why can't we just trust you to tell the truth and be honest with us?
Very rare, because the dogs are trained to listen to the owners and stay in their in barrier. They're not going to just go out and just bite somebody.
Listen to that. Well, guess what, buddy? Reality says you're wrong about that. And what is a protection dog? You heard what he said. He said protection dogs are not going to just go out and attack somebody.
Do protection dogs?
You mean protection dogs, you idiot? What type of... Every breed of dog you can think of has escaped and attacked people. So you know they're lying.
Escape from yards and attack people on their own?
Very rare.
You see what I'm talking? You see what I'm saying? It bothers me that people hear people like this and think, oh, what an expert. Oh, he's such a professional. This is a dim-witted backyard, barnyard, trailer trash dirtbag. Nothing more. Probably got his certificate online and taught himself. Some worthless do-it-yourself become a trainer. Up here lying.
Very rare, because the dogs are trained to listen to the owners and stay in their in barrier. They're not going to just go out and just bite somebody.
Both trainer.
Okay, I'm just saying. That happens all the time. They're always leaving their so-called territory and attacking people. So you're wrong.
With whom we spoke say people need to take dog ownership much more seriously.
If you are going to be adopting a dog that has no training and that is a breed that is oftentimes known as aggressive, you're taking on a responsibility in our community, and you need to realize that. And you're putting other people at risk by not making that investment. So if you can't afford to do the training, you really can't afford to have the dog.
Billy, come.
No. You shouldn't be in possession of nothing that's deadly that you need to train to not attack anyone. Because these are not computers, like I said. And you can never fully know that they're not going to attack anyone. Ain't nobody stupid. We all know this. Y'all ain't got no magical tricks with your arrogant behinds, thinking you're gods on earth, that you can program its brain. Get your arrogant behinds out of here. Stop falling for this foolish pit haggery logic.
Have the dog.
Billy, come. Yes. Okay. Good girl. Good girl.
Well,
What is that supposed to prove something? Listen to what he says.
dog training where you train your dog to not be aggressive will...
You heard what he just said, didn't you? Train your dog to not be aggressive. Thanks. Thank you. Thanks for building my case. You just put it into words better than I have. Said the exact same things that we've been saying. These so-called trainers, their job is to train them to not be, which tells you what? Their nature is to be aggressive. Being bloodthirsty is their nature. And again, everybody knows this.
Oh.
Well, most dog training where you train your dog to not be aggressive will start at well over $1,000 and then go up from there. Dog Training
I bet it does.
Elite says that it will spread out payments so it is affordable for you.
Yeah, I bet it does. How pathetic. And these people are out here paying it. These nutters ain't doing nothing but having these dogs do stuff for food. They get it on camera, just like you just saw, of a mutt walking about 2 feet somewhere and sitting down, and they acting like that's some type of miracle. Shows you how dysfunctional these things are when we're supposed to interpret this thing walking from here to there, laying down. We're supposed to interpret that as some magical achievement. Oh, wow, a round of applause. Look at the trainer. Sit down, hag. You have to look at these people like this as pure idiots. Anybody defending the existence, the presence of these things in society, you are a bumbling, fumbling idiot. You are an imbecile, a disgrace. You are the problem. Huge part of the problem. How many of y'all saw this video? Now, I don't know how y'all interpreted this, but when you talk about dog culture and the status of deity that dogs hold, it was really on display in this video. This is crazy. Brace yourselves. Brace yourselves. Okay? SWAT team. Cops. Look at this.
When police are rolling up to a Webster store in full tactical gear, police operating on intel that the shop is allegedly selling drugs to minors. Now, once inside, officers break down a glass partition, and you can see two unleashed pit bulls go after the police. The dogs are tased and pepper sprayed, but that doesn't stop them from going after the officers.
Soon as they came in there, soon as they entered the building, the dogs latched onto, started attacking them.
Chief Mike Shaw describes what police officers met at the door.
The dogs got agitated when the officers made entry to take the suspects in. The dogs attacked one officer straight away and bit him in the leg, where he actually required about, I think, 11 stitches.
Now, another officer is also attacked by a pit bull. Several
Look at
officers ended up going.
You see them physically fighting the dogs off?
Going to the hospital and still being treated for dog bites and undergoing a series of rabies shots. The two suspects were arrested and charged with a variety of drug and weapons charges. As for the animals, Chocolate Chip and Salami Mommy, yes,
shared the names.
Those are the names. Because they have no vaccination records, they are in quarantine for 10 days, and then their owners will be able to claim them. Those suspects are now out on bail. When police...
The owner will be able to claim them. They're going to give the dogs right back to the owner, even though these dogs attacked police officers. Tell me that ain't a privileged status in society. They launched physical attacks. These cops had to go to the hospital and get stitches. And they're going to let the dogs off the hook as if nothing happens. You know why? Because the cops, entered onto the dog's so-called territory. Based on the law, the dogs basically had a right to attack them once they came inside of this business. Okay, this is why nothing's going to happen to the dogs. According to the law, that's what dogs are supposed to do. They did their job. Cops know this. But do you see how they still refused to shoot the dogs before they walked in? They clearly saw the dogs were there. That was the best type of warning that they could have, to let them know that there was dogs in there waiting to attack them once they came through. They had a whole glass window right here. The dogs literally followed them down the window. These cops knew full well these dogs are about to attack us as soon as we break in. But did they decide to shoot them? Nope. Nope. That was a conscious decision. We're going to let the dog, if they attack us, let's just accept the attack. They're just dogs. Let's not kill them doing their own job. See, they knew the law before going in there. And dog worship is so intense. They got the front line, the guys at the front, to say, yep, I'll sacrifice myself. I'll accept being attacked by 2 pit bulls I will not fire. This is how I interpret. I'm like, why aren't they? Because we've seen this before, right? We've seen them stand at a distance before they enter an area and take out the dogs first. They're like, okay, there's dogs right there. We got to get them out the way first before we can go in and help. We've seen them do that before they go in and help dog attack victims. Take the dogs out first. But in this situation, they sacrificed themselves. I'll take it. I'll take the bite. Oh, it's just a dog. And nobody fired on these worthless mutts. Dog worship at its highest level right here. Ain't no way in the world. Now, if you were a police officer, how do you think your coworkers would look at you if you were like, man, please, I'm not walking in there unless I put those dogs down first? Have all your coworkers in silence looking at you, giving you that stare. How dare you? It's just a dog. You know, this buddy thought, oh, we work with dogs all the time. And they accepted those attacks. I tell you what, had those officers been bitten in the right spot, they would have bled out. And y'all would have looked real dumb for doing that. Minimizing the threat that y'all were up against. That's all that was. What is going on in Ohio? Ohio is tweaking out. We're going to come back to an Ohio story. This one out of Colerain. I'm not sure where is Colerain. Colerain resident speaks out after latest dog attack.
He knocked me over. And what grabbed me, then I climbed the fence to get away from him. And I was hunting for my wife to get inside. She was out front. She made it safe. But they got me.
Another dog attack in Colerain Town.
Yeah, this is that same story. But this is a different report. Listen to this. Wait a minute. Yeah, this is that guy who was attacked. Yeah, it's going down here in Ohio.
Township leaves another resident with injury.
Yeah, and really terrifying for a lot of people there because this all comes after an attack last week where a woman was hurt while picking up her kids. Now, we're told that in this incident, an officer shot and killed one dog in self-defense.
Caroline Gerhardt joining us live from Cincinnati with more on what the community is saying this morning. And there's growing concern with, this situation.
Absolutely, Dan and Amber. Like you said, people were already concerned last week when that woman was attacked here in Colerain Township, and those fears are only increasing after what happened here yesterday afternoon, where 3 dogs attacked twice in one afternoon. So this first attack happened at around 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Grass Creek Court. Now, a man called, said that he was attacked by dogs. He had non-life-threatening injuries. He was even able to drive himself to the hospital to receive medical attention. But once officers arrived, those dogs were gone. They looked for them and they couldn't find them. Then another call came in right before 3 o'clock when those same 3 dogs entered Ed Brutz's backyard. Ed says they killed his chickens and then they attacked him. Here's his account.
2 of them started my way. I mean, they came right at me. It was like they sensed something and boom, they run me like scary. I didn't think I was going to be here today.
You hear what he said? He said they sensed something. They didn't sense nothing. They just saw you, man. And said, hey, there's a living creature, something to attack. Let's go.
Sensed something and boom, they run.
See, people are so brainwashed. They think dogs, that dogs detect some type of threat that only the dog can see. Oh, they sense something. He ain't sense nothing. It saw you, man.
Came right at me. It was like they sensed something and boom, they run me like scary. I didn't think I was going to be here today. So I'm on my knees, and he come like straight for here.
See,
So I put
see, when people think like that, you giving these dogs a pass. Oh, it must have sensed something. Oh, it's not the dog's fault. He sensed something. Ain't sensed nothing. Lord, what a protective mechanism the mind is. That's the best source of protection you could possibly get. If you can successfully brainwash your people that you are some type of protective class, oh man, smooth sailing for you. There was another report, another story. What happened? I'm gonna have to find that. Did y'all hear about that story where let's see here. They're trying to fight the dangerous dog laws, and they're trying to fight against the new changes in Ohio law. You know how they said they're going to make it where the dogs will be euthanized after the very first attack. Well, there are people out here arguing, as you all could have guessed, trying to fight against that law, trying to say that, hey, we need to give the dogs a chance. Give them a chance to prove that they can be rehabilitated. And they just had some, some old pit lady up there trying, talking about it, advocating. Oh, this is a bad law. We need to give the dogs a chance to be with a trainer, and we can give them a second chance. No. We're beyond the point, and most of these reports are in Ohio. You see what's going on here? So it's starting to look like they're inching towards changing Ohio laws. All I put in the search was dog attack, and I filtered it for this week. And all you see is Ohio. This Cincinnati. This Coleraine, that's Ohio. This was in Boston. This is coming out of Boston here. Here's another Cincinnati, Ohio. Okay, Ohio. And they just recently uploaded those documentaries. They may be getting primed up to change the laws here in Ohio. Okay, if baby steps is what's required, let's do it. I would like to hear other people's take on this. I want to hear other people's take. Do you think this is a genuine step towards progress? Do you think it's going to end here? Do you think this is going to be the final step? Right? Do you think this is the first step? And that this is going to continue, that more states will follow suit? This is something that I'm going to be doing going forward. I'm going to be sharing the stream link, like, let me see if it works, like I just did there. What you just see is what I just posted in the chat room is a stream link. And anybody who uses OBS will be able to hop on and give your take in a moment like now. What do you think about this? Because I've never seen this. I can't remember. The only other time I've heard a state try to make a change was Texas, when they tried to come out with that radar. Y'all remember where they would have a map of the city and pinpoint all the locations where dangerous dogs have been designated by law. They would be pinpointed on this map. That's the only other thing I remember a state trying to do. This right here almost looks unprecedented. Now, maybe I'm just not remembering. But let's say this is unprecedented. This is the first time this happened. What is it? What's going on here? Are they proud? Are they following us? Are they listening to us? And say, hey, let's start with Ohio. This I Hate Dogs guy is from Ohio. Or are they choosing Ohio because it's one of the worst states? Always have been in the top 5, I think, right? Top 5 or top 6, something like that, of worst states when it comes to dog attacks, no matter what you're talking about. Either on residents, postal workers, or whatever. Ohio has always been one of the worst states, right? Ohio created me, right? So, I'm anxious to make progress in any way we can. I haven't checked our petition in a few days. Hopefully, we're doing all right with that. I don't know how long petitions. I think they can stay going for years, can't they? Or do they have a time limit, an age limit? I hope we got all the time in the world. And eventually, once we get so many signatures, it can go into effect or something. But yeah, I feel better when I'm actually involved in doing something other than running my mouth here on YouTube. Oh, yes. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Animal on Control in the building. All right, cool. Animal on Control has OBS. I think Sheepy said she got OBS. We're going to definitely have to set something up on one of the weekends. Weekends is the only time I'll be able to do it. I work like a absolute madman up in here. Big shout out to all of you able to join me for this live stream. And I hope you can join me on the next as we continue with this crusade.